竹接口工程师。比赛开始之前，先借用各位的欢呼及呐喊，欢迎我们的 P.LEAGUE。
On my list, take a little sip, privacy on the door, I'ma make this shit work. A rich nigga, 8-figure, that's my type. That's my type, nigga, that's my type. 8-inch bagel, that's the pipe. That bitch, I'ma ride a dick all night. A rich nigga, 8-figure, that's my type. That's my type, nigga, that's my type. 8-inch bagel, that's the pipe. That's my type, nigga, that's my type. Wrist, new whip, ride around dips. I can see why all these basic hoes pissed. Bust down, bitch. Said I want your man, no the fuck I don't fit. He a rich nigga, why you still hitting licks? Nigga spinning bread, but he still can't hit. Bitch, please. Lamborghini keys, pussy dripping ice, he get flown out to me. Bitch, please. I want a man with the bees, pussy from the bag, going down, I'm on a D. See on my limbs, take a little sip, privacy on the door, I'ma make this shit grip. A rich nigga, 8-figure, that's my type. That's my type, nigga, that's my type. 8-inch bagel, that's the pipe. That bitch, I'ma ride a dick all night. A rich nigga, 8-figure, that's my type. That's my type, nigga, that's my type. 8-inch bagel, that's the pipe. That's my type, nigga, that's my type. Wrist, new whip, ride around dips. I can see why all these basic hoes pissed. Messy hoes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth. It's time for the heavyweight fight. Well, actually, it's time for Plus League basketball, but officially the two heaviest players on record coming up in this preseason matchup. The action takes place here at NTU Sports Center in Taipei. And the matchup will be the Hsinchu Lioneers on the left and the Taipei Fubon on the right. As always, I'm your English play-by-play Ryan Chen, and joining me for this broadcast and all of this third stop of the Plus League preseason is Coach Ben.
Hey, great to be here, Ryan.
Thanks to all you viewers hopping over from the early game, and welcome to some of you joining us for this later afternoon game. On screen is our Mandarin broadcast duo, Tai Jingjing, Tai Bao, and Dai Jingding. James on the broadcast, coming all the way from Kaohsiung. So thanks for James to make the long trek. Expecting a really good one coming up.
享受所有挑战，工程师的进攻箭头，背号5号宋宇轩，工程师的副队长，工程师的第4节先生，背号6号陈建恩，选秀状元，高炮塔射手，背号8号小烈朱宇浩。 相信自己在场上总是全力以赴。背号11号小顺义，背号36号强力球风，势必成为今年各队头痛人物，目标带领工程师冲击季后赛的男人 会，林一会。澳门巨塔52号阿成荣应生，背号54号 Fight For 为自己为家人而战，吴在豪。先发5人名单，首先介绍我们勇敢挑战穿针引线的疾风控卫，背号9号田浩。工程师的队长，永不放弃的最佳代表，背号12号李佳瑞。背号22号撕裂对手防线，全力进攻篮筐，大胜 Brandon Dawson。用尽全力，只为每一场胜利。背号24号郭少杰。工程师禁区守护神，狮王辛巴，背号35号辛巴拉。总教练林冠伦，助理教练沈星汉，体能教练黄胜富，领队 Lisa， 总经理高景言。
现在就让我们介绍台北富邦勇士的球员，2号简伟如，8号周慧宇，12号野兽林志杰，14号蔡文成，21号酷帅高冷曾祥军，23号 Smart 直播 Brandon Smart， 29号张根玉，16号大房东张文鼎。现在就让我们介绍先发5人 Starting Five。首先13号林梦璇，1号林书伟，17号 Michael Singletary， 75号马耳他巨兽德古拉，3号台湾喷射机张宗宪。领队蔡成儒，总教练许晋哲，助理教练吴永仁，助理教练魏伟，助理教练林伟浩，助理教练江志正。
好的，请双方球员握手致意之后呢，在场中间帮我合个影，我需要合个照，需要合照，需要合照。两队麻烦帮我在场中间合照，来合照合照，一人一边。
There are the lineups and the starting lineups introduced before the game, and of course, ceremonial photo around the center jump logo. Perhaps, Coach, the #1 and #2 most popular teams in the Plus League last year. We won't say which is which, but their battles were quite a storyline last season.
Oh, such the politician, Ryan. You know, if you say which one's which, you're going to get yelled at by both sides. But like you said, the Lioneers obviously last year doing a great job just cultivating a fan base. And the Braves obviously with a little advantage, haven't done it for a few years, but a great matchup today and finally get to see some imports, so we get to see some full teams.
I think the most important note about the matchup between these two teams is the Braves were denied an undefeated home record by the Lioneers behind Julian Wright's triple-double amongst a number of great performances. Kind of funny moment pregame where Guo Shaojie got tugged over to the Braves side. He'll be starting for them, but a former Brave, like we tell you a lot of times, the guy stuck behind some rotations. Well, our first graphic is taking a look at Goggle Hall Oscar and his step up in the Plus League preseason. almost a triple-double in Game 1 against the Kings, and 21 points on Sunday against the Pilots. The Lioneers made their salaries public, and Oscar, the top earner for them, has a lot of proof still.
Yeah, as you said, the Lioneers put a lot of pressures on his shoulders this summer by letting everybody know that he's probably one of the top paid players in the league. And you know, he says that he's up for the challenge, and it's been fun to watch him evolve as a player. Obviously coming out of college early, coming back to Taiwan, and now being a guy that really has a lot of pressure, not just with his team, but really for the future of this league and for Taiwanese basketball. So we saw him a couple weeks ago have some good performances, and excited to see him continue his journey.
With a cut above his right eye, he will also be sporting a headband to prevent some condensation. A new addition to the Lioneers is Lioneers or Ryan, unfortunately hurt in the weekend in New Taipei, so he'll be sitting out for a few more weeks before the Lioneers get to regular season action. An interesting addition, a guy who's one of those difficult matchups for anybody. We saw in his post-ups against the Kings, very effective, and a guy they're going to count on in the late game situations.
Yeah, one of those things that the Lioneers struggled with most last year was some of that veteran presence at the end of games in the fourth quarter, and Ryan is a guy who can play 1 to 4, a guy who's played all over Taiwan for a bunch of different teams, and I know that the Lioneers are really excited about what he brings to the table after he gets healthy.
On the graphic is Calvin leaving the Lioneers for the Dreamers, the native of Hsinchu, choosing to play for a second team in the second year of the Plus League season. Meanwhile, Ryan Lioneers coming over from the SPL, a little bit more experience and a lot of milestones reached in his SPL career, but also will bring a little bit more bulk. So we'll see how the Lioneers kind of move to a lot more forwards and a lot more wings in their lineup than previously having a lot of, as you say, what do we call the word? Skitterbug guards?
Yes.
Next to their imports.
Yeah, and obviously the biggest addition is going to be Sim Bulla. Ironically, it's Ryan, as we see there, and Sim and the coach Greg. They were all playing on championship teams before in the SPL, so they're obviously very comfortable with each other and what they bring to the table. So now in a different environment and with a different team setup, it'll be interesting to see how they do this year.
So meanwhile, for the Braves, it's a lot of the same old, same old. We look at their starting lineup. It's maybe different than the majority of the time last year, but it's a lot of long-time Braves, a lot of guys with a lot of experience under the same system, and it's kind of up to other teams to knock them down.
Exactly. Again, the Braves not doing a lot, bringing new guys in this year, just kind of do what they do because it's obviously been successful thus far.
Time for starting lineups from top to bottom for the Lioneers. Tian Hao with a new number 9, starting at point guard Li Jiarui, Guo Shaojie, and Dawson and Bullard. For the Braves, it'll be Zhou Lin, Lin Shuwei, Jet Zhang Dongxin, Michael Singletary at forward, Li Mengxie getting the start next to Samuel Degara. He's jumping center, listed at 230 centimeters. Coach, our math is not so good, but thanks to the internet, we looked it up. That's supposed to be 7'6".
It's tall.
It's tall.
It's tall. And even if he's standing next to Sim Buller, they can look tall together.
Sim is listed at 226 centimeters.
Yeah, obviously Sim getting out of quarantine a little bit later than Jaguar, probably not in his basketball shape right now, but what better way to get in shape than playing exhibition games?
As Jiahan mentioned, it is a very impressive jump. Lin Ziyang, the executive at Taiwan Mobile, has the honors of giving us all the yardstick for 2 giants who will be playing in this one and for the rest of the season, we hope. I don't know if that tip's high enough, Coach.
For our fans at home, he's actually 6'5". But standing next to Sim and Jaguar, he just looks that small. May have to fact check that one, Ryan.
There's Beast in the middle of your screen. He'll be starting off the bench, and Sim wins the tip. So Tian Ho will get the start. He started 5 games in last year's regular season in the stretch down the middle. Dawson, fumbling, stumbling. Loose ball will be a turnover.
Yeah, and you look for Dawson and Sim to be a little bit rusty. Again, after 14 days in quarantine and another 7 in health management, it's going to take a bit of time to get them back in basketball shape. But again, this is the first step and something that all our fans are looking forward to.
Jet on the handoff to Singletary in the other corner. He splashes it.
Yeah, last year's Finals MVP picking up right where he left off. Great to see him back on the court contributing for this Braves squad.
Chen Hall passing and screening away. Dawson probing, will jump, bounce out. Jet controlling this time. Wants to switch it. Singletary drives, his shot, short. Underway here at NTU Sports Center, anticipating the announced attendance perhaps after the game. Captain Evan with Singletary guarding, fires and drains it.
Yeah, we saw him do that in previous weeks, being able to step out from behind that three-point line, little less help. It's going to open up a lot of things for this Lioneers offense.
The Lioneers had a really short rotation in New Taipei, as Degar, with no interest in shooting, just passes it up for Joe Lin. He buries his three.
Yeah, great secondary action by the Braves, able to get the high pick and roll. And Joe started out last week's preseason game hot. Same thing today.
Driving kick by Chen Hall. Jet isolated with Dawson trying to find a crease. His throw a little too hard. The pass down to Sim, he lost his footing. And Giants fighting for the rebound. Michael Singletary up to Joe. Evan got spun around there.
Nice lefty finish for Joe. We know he's ambidextrous. Went to that strong left hand for the finish in transition.
Now Sim going baseline, and Degara put his hand right inside his jersey. That's got to be a foul automatically.
Yeah, that one, again, you could see him get a big left handful of that one, but again, you got to feel for some of these small guards just running into brick walls as we see Joe able to finish in transition.
Yeah, that time Chen Hall bringing it into Degara on the pass. He'll pop up and shoot a three from the top. Evan lost the handle in it, but will be a new possession for the Lioneers. Down low to Sim. Might have been overthrown or might have not been spry enough to get the pass.
And that's something where Dawson's got to get used to Sim, and Sim's kind of got to get used to Dawson. Again, those passes don't come naturally because you don't often play with those 7-footers.
Deep pass to Joe. And right back to Degara. He gives a jolt to the basket.
Yeah, great job by the Braves continuing to move the ball. Lioneers switched the initial action, weren't able to get that second switch. Nobody under the basket to protect Degara, and looks like we have an equipment issue right now.
Pretty predictably, in some sense. That was something we were concerned with in Kaohsiung. Well, that would be a stoppage in play as the facilities make the adjustment to the basket.
Yeah, but again, we see Deguara doing a good job just keeping the ball high.
And maybe he'll be tasked with pushing the basket up.
I don't know why he's not doing it now. It's probably not the first backboard and rim that he's broken.
Well, it looks just about right now after some work by the courtside moppers. I guess an extra timeout for the coaches.
And that's exactly what the Lioneers need, Ryan.
Made a lot about how they were maybe...
They take advantage of every second of those timeouts, Ryan.
That's pretty much it. Also calling a lot of them. I mean, we mentioned in the early game how the Kings had no timeouts to the Dreamers down the stretch.
Yeah, that's where some of these younger coaches with younger teams probably need a little more of those timeouts to just kind of control the pace and stop things before they get out of hand.
This time Dawson with Ray guarding him, so not import on import defense. Evan will shoot from the right side and Jet will rebound.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that Roger likes Mongtria so much. He's a guy that can defend imports as Jet goes to his fadeaway in transition, but he's a guy who's physical. He's a guy who'll get up in imports faces and just make life difficult for him. So that cross match is something that allows Singletary to get a little bit of rest.
But Dawson gets the rebound and goes up for two.
Yeah, Dawson just putting that left shoulder right in Mongtria, not letting him elevate and contest the shot.
No substitutions yet for either team. As Jet goes to the basket. Ball ripped away. The referees all looking at each other. And actually it will be a foul.
Yeah, and this is where we can kind of see the Lioneers defense put all together. We know that their guards love to gamble. Their guards love to go for those steals, get beat quite a bit. Knowing that, the Lioneers brought in Sim to kind of protect the basket for them. Obviously, you can go for those steals a little bit more when you know that you have a footer back there protecting the rim.
In the Braves open practice, Degar was asked about the matchup against Villar, and he said two guys had a chance to face each other in the Canadian competition. So kind of a show of how small the international basketball community can be.
Yeah, we've actually had a bunch of these 7-footers here in Taiwan over the last few years. Sim, DeGuara, James Tyler, who seemed to beat last year for this same team, and great job right there by Jet, getting the steal on the backside.
Up to Sim. No basket, foul first.
And that's where DeGuara is going to have the advantage over Sim. Again, that speed going north to south. DeGuara is definitely fleeter of foot, we say. Again, able to get down before Sim had gotten over half court.
Tian Hong heads to the bench as Oscar takes his place, now with a headband off. Trying to chase Joe Lin, who floats it way off to the right. Almost got his own board, but here come the Lioneers, their favorite transition game. Dawson with a great strength and rolls it in.
And that's where Dawson is so good. Just able to finish creatively, finish through bodies. Again, such a force in transition.
Meanwhile, taking advantage of some space and skill, Singletary with the baseline floater. Day loops around. Dawson and Sim on the same side. Trying to work middle. His hook shot airballs it.
Yeah, we saw Sim be able to draw the foul earlier. That time, DeGuara, good job staying down. As Brandon Dawson gets the nice block in transition.
Block on one end, missed layup. Joe Lin putting on a good defense against Evan. Joseph Lin on only 182 centimeters to Evans, 200 centimeters. First break in the action officially goes to a TV timeout. Plus League preseason back after this. 我要看到你们的热情。来，这边的朋友，举起手让我看一下。还有2个。
伟忠哥举手了，伟忠哥举手了，
伟忠哥举手。
好的，谢谢大家。那另外呢，大家可以看到我们大荧幕上有我们的 QR code， 是我们 P.LEAGUE 的 LINE 官方的 QR code。等一下中场会在我们的 LINE 官方的账号上呢进行抽奖。
Thanks for joining our broadcast. Everybody, be sure to leave a like.
可以赶快扫一下我们的 QR code。
Especially if you're in the stadium and watching the game. Looks like Charles Garcia is in the building. Former Brave, a champion of last year's squad. And a popular guy in the locker rooms, in a lot of locker rooms. He's made quite a tour around various Taiwan teams.
He has been in my locker room before, and like you said, a popular teammate. Again, guys love playing with him. Guys like hanging out with him off the court, and obviously making the trip up to Taipei this weekend to see some of his former teammates and current friends.
I've seen footage of Degara, and it was in a scrimmage between the Braves and Puyuan. So Chuck having to guard a 7.5-foot giant.
Yeah, in my previous team, I got to coach against Deguara. Like I said, very different player than Sim. Again, he's obviously got the power, but very skilled big. We've seen his passing ability over the past couple of weeks. Actually pretty solid footwork for a big. He'll bust out a Euro step on the break, which we've seen before, and a willing defender. He'll move out in space. So again, good find for these Braves. Now it's a matter of how Coach Roger and that staff wants to use him.
Now with Oscar running the floor, he fires for 3. It's out. Starters for the Braves. We mentioned now they have a few guys hurt, including Lai Tingun, and earlier Jim Wader. Singletary, another floater and another flush.
Yeah, Sim obviously very concerned with Deguara. Again, been laid on a couple coverages, helping out in the paint. So
still struggling from the outside. That time Dawson with a missed shot. Jolene probing with a tough fadeaway shot and fouled on the way up.
And this is something where the Braves are very, very confident going against Sim. 2 years ago, when they were in the ABL, the Braves played against him. As once again, we see Sim a little bit late on that help off that curl, and Singletary with some nice touch from mid-range. But again, the Braves are going against Sim in practice for a couple months, so they're very familiar with how to attack him. They're very familiar with how to defend him. So definitely an advantage there on their part.
Evan Lee Jarry, who commit the foul, head to the bench. In his place, Xiao Sun-yi and Elliot Chen. Kind of curious, Joe Lin only 9 for 18 last season from the free throw line. Maybe you should try to shoot them right-handed.
Yeah, I'd be more concerned with him only getting to the line 18 times the entire season. But again, Joe's solid shooter from everywhere on the court. I'm sure that was an aberration.
Dawson getting Oscar to string for him with a crease and passes it through Simbalar's hands. Jump past the Beast, who's in the game, who jumped past it to Ray.
Yeah, Ray and Beast developed some nice chemistry over the last couple seasons. Nice find by the veteran in transition.
Elliott driving, Sim receives, puts it up, and is fouled.
And that's where people are just going to have to get more familiar with Sim. Elliott with a nice baseline drive, nice pass, and speaking of nice passes, Beast from the three-point line to Ray under the basket.
Got a feeling that Sim's having some troubles with the basketball, receiving it in the interior. Hey, his touch is good though. makes the free throw.
It definitely takes a little bit different passing to get it to a 7-footer. Again, you know that the guys are going to front it. You got to help from the weak side. And then it's an all different story when you have a 7'6" guy fronting another 7-footer. So yeah, lots of learning opportunities for everybody on the court here, especially here in the preseason.
So last season, Hsinchu to beat a Lioneer, and Tianhao was having a good time finding him one of the best interior passers. But like Coach Ben said, there's a defender now, and there's another floater made by Joe.
As we said, right-handed floater. We've seen him finish with both hands early here in the game.
Oscar driving, but stopped, so they'll go to a handoff. Elliott frees himself, his lefty, no good. Another offensive board, and nice find.
And that's where guys are gonna have to realize sometimes the best pass is a missed shot. Again, get it up on the rim. That time it was Dawson with a nice offensive rebound, but obviously Tim's gonna have the advantage as Joe misses the up and under.
Joe Lin had that ankle closed off. Lioneers down by 11. Oscar fires again for 3. Out.
Now we've seen Tianhao and Oscar get the same opportunity. Defense is still not respecting that outside shot, going under the screen, and if Sim's hitting that screen, that's a big screen.
Xiao Sun-Yi matched up against decent transition. His shot is out. A little inside handoff, but Oscar chooses to give it up. Dawson with deep positioning, shoots and fade away. Thought he got hit. Trying to put the pressure on. Oscar will force that errant pass by Jet. Going up against Joe. He forces it up off the backboard. So the pace is getting picked up here without any fouls called. Joe Lin will settle things down.
And with that little floater from mid-range between he and his teammate Winston, lots of creative finishes, and this timeout may be more for getting Sim a little below as he looks exhausted trying to keep up with this frenetic pace we have going on right now.
24-11 is the score, and there's also a very big difference in the shooting box score. Accurate Braves are 10 for 15. Meanwhile, the Lioneers only 4 for 19. Wonder how much of that is the Braves pressure and how much of it is the guys really playing a full-on competitive game together.
I mean, these Braves really getting anything they want all over the floor, whether it's Saguara under the basket or some of their shooters on the perimeter, or these Lioneers still trying to figure stuff out, shooting some shots at the end of the shot clock, some contested shots. So again, the Braves are proven to be one of the best shooting teams in the league. The Lioneers probably somewhere closer to the bottom, so that's something that they tried to improve this year by bringing some shooters in and re-signing some other shooters, and that's where they have room to improve.
Indeed, last season, Lioneers, the lowest three-point shooting percentage team, so that's a big reason why getting Guo Shaojie and getting Ryan Li Hui. Additionally, drafting first overall pick Zhu Yunhao, who's not made it onto the floor quite yet. All part of Kenny's roster construction.
And that's where they also signed Nick Faust, who's their third import, prolific perimeter shooter, somebody that they look forward to. And again, for each game, it kind of depends on what the coach sees game plan-wise, if they want to use a shooter, if they want to use a big. Again, different matchup every game here in the Plus League.
We jump back into the action. 2 substitutions by the Braves as Jackie Zhang-Yu and Brendan Smart are in. Same guys who went off for the Lioneers into the timeout are the same guys on the floor. Dawson drives on Smart, got disrupted at the rim, came down with a little bit of a limp, but picked up the basketball and will be the easiest 2 points Jackie will see in this preseason.
Yeah, but we see Dawson knowing that the action's going on. He has an open lane, just not able to make that layup off that timeout.
Dawson from the top with Brendan Smart guarding him. Sim from the elbow. Will back his way, and Dawson with an easy putback.
And that's where these Braves are going to have to figure out how they want to defend. Are they going to give Sim to DeGuara one-on-one? Are they going to give help? So that time, Smart getting caught a little bit, ball watching, giving up the offensive rebound.
Rebound by the Lioneers. As number 11, number 1 last year, Chelsea finishes with the and one.
Yeah, game plan error there, letting him get to his left hand. He's somebody that you want to push right, especially when he's on the baseline. But again, nice job right there by Soini being able to get to the rim and finish on the other side through contact.
It just goes to show, even Beast makes game planning errors.
He's still preseason too.
Maybe he let him have it. A strategic thing.
Former teammates, I'm sure there's a little bit of goodwill, maybe.
So the Giants will take a seat, and other centers will head onto the floor. Sunshine Green Jack and Wesley Udaihal in for their respective teams. Sporting his favorite yellow Nikes is Josh Dopoyer. He passes it off. Foul on the defense.
Yeah, but we can see Oscar always getting into the ball, a little bit too aggressive there. But last week, I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago, he came into the game, changed the defensive identity of the team, and I'm sure that's something that Coach Greg is looking for out of his rookie point guard.
Nice shot by Smart. It gets in the way of Dawson.
And that's where we saw Ray doing a little bit better job than Smart's doing currently. Again, Ray knowing how to use his body, understanding the game plan and where the help was coming from. That time Smart, really no reason to take away the baseline. Getting caught a little flat-footed. Giving Brandon Dawson 2 shots from the free throw line.
Makes the first, and now the MC of the event reminding everyone this is a neutral court, so it's up to the fans to be making all the noise, as it always is.
Yeah, Taiwanese fans always polite.
Beast to the basket to Smart. There's an easy lay-in.
We've seen Beast able to take advantage of defenses, always flocking to him. A couple nice passes here in the first half.
Wesley looking for Dawson down low. He takes advantage of athleticism over Brendan Smart.
But again, we've seen Dawson able to get going 1 when DeGuara's out, but 2 when Ray's out of the game. Smart not being able to push him out of his spots.
Well, that time lost track of spacing, and it'll be a turnover on the Braves, but nice play there. He always so good at getting interior passes in, threading the needle. Action once again on Dawson's side. This time Smart, we called for the hold.
Yeah, a little bit better job pushing him out, being able to contest the pass, but the ref getting from that hook on the right hand.
Two fouls by Smart. And bonus free throws coming up.
But this is what Brandon Dawson brought to the Lioneers last year. Just brought some energy. He brought the ability to create fouls. He brought the ability to spark his team both defensively and offensively. And that's why the Lioneers are so excited to see him back again this season.
Makes another one. Now I can mention it, Dawson, perfect 4 for 4. I'm in my own head, Coach.
Exactly, you're in your head more than you're in the player's head.
No imports on the floor for the Braves. Josh Dopoyer is running the point. Maybe he'll show that responsibility with the landlord. So one thing. There's an easy turnover. Xiao Sun-yi, you know he's going to the basket every time. Almost makes the circus shot.
Yeah, but we continue to see the growing pains from Josh trying to figure out how to play the points. Turnover right there, poor pass, and then adding the foul on top of things to his former teammate.
Without the little race car Lai Ting-en, the Braves are a lot thinner at the point guard position. And even thinner before, previously, number 2, Jianwei Lewis was injured as well.
But again, it's a preseason issue. I'm sure that if this were the regular season, you could put Singletary at the point, start up that offense, not really an issue, but with him under a minutes restriction, Coach Roger wanting to develop Josh, this is what you're going to get.
He misses the driving shot. The Lioneers look like they're going to be patient with this one. 2 guys shadowing Sinbul are actually in a 2-3 zone. Now they find him, but the pass is errant. The Braves have a chance. Jackie with a touchdown.
Yeah, disastrous possession there for Lioneers. Had a chance to run the clock down at the end of the quarter. Instead, turning it over, giving the Braves a layup, and then not even getting a shot off here before the end of the first quarter.
Good start for the Braves, and the Lions get it back a little bit. The Plus League preseason marches on. We'll be back after a break.
这半边好，没有问题。我要照顾一下这边的观众。然后带上继续，再停一下，楼上的朋友记得要会运球和投篮哦，要会运球、会投篮举手，好不好？有没有觉得自己很厉害的？这边真的很厉害吗？真的哦。来了，上面的观众，测试一下。这边我还有一颗。我要你真的很会哦！我看看哪里？那个太上面了，我是真的丢不到。这边的朋友，我要来了哦。那个拿到球的朋友，拿着球，想要给你们进一步的指示。好。等一下，拿到球的4位朋友，麻烦到这边找我们举手的工作人员跳起来。小姐姐在那边。对，这边的工作人员，好吗？找他报到，来进行我们第2节结束后的中场游戏。也在这边提醒一下所有的观众朋友，不管支持哪一队，该发出噪音的时候要发出噪音啊，然后该帮忙加油的时候也要帮忙加油。
收看的球迷朋友，记得帮我们的直播按赞。Only 41 likes so far. We have a ways to go, Coach.
What's our goal for this game?
Now, given that we did okay in the first game, let's set it at 103.
103. Our goal seems to be slipping farther and farther down, Ryan. I don't know what that says about our fans, but I'm not going to say it.
Looks like Zhu Yunhao is getting ready to start the second quarter for the Lioneers. We'll see what kind of dynamic he brings. Of course, his range is a huge thing. He's shooting logo shots against the Kings 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a player in college who showed a very dynamic score. As you said, Ryan, somebody who can shoot from way downtown. Not a great creator off the bounce, but I'm sure that's something that these Lioneers don't really need as much. Again, Sim's going to be attracting so much attention. Dawson being able to get into the lane and distribute. Again, some of these players become super role players once you bring these imports onto the court.
Meanwhile, for the Braves, Digara is in next to Josh, Beast, the landlord, and Jackie. Once again, no true point guard. Sometimes Beast will run it. up to Josh. His deep three. He seems to relish those long down screen and a lot of high velocity momentum. Two smaller guards for the Lioneers as Elliott and Jianhao are in together. Along with two centers, you could say, in Wu Daihao and Gular.
Yeah, we've seen these Lioneers try and get Sim open a couple of different ways. Rip screens, cross screens. Not able to get the ball in there, but again, sometimes a missed shot is as good as anything else. That time Sim getting the offensive rebound and then getting 2 shots at the line. Not sure where the foul was, but it doesn't really matter.
After having Hashim to beat, who dealing with tired legs, fatigue legs all of last season, it'll be interesting how the Lioneers, well, they have Dawson, who's usually the one who's jumping out for steals and pushing the pace. A team, last year's slogan, "来跟我疯," is about the frenetic energy. Post up Josh, gets a screen, he'll shoot the mid-range with flesh.
Yeah, great screen right there by DeGuara. Took one in the face, which he probably doesn't get much because not many people can reach his face. But you mentioned it, Ryan. I'm sure that Brandon Dawson is somebody who's going to be in every game. Just the energy he plays with on both sides of the court. Again, there are other import, Nick Faust. See Wesley Wu hit a 3. He's somebody who brings a lot of passion to the game, plays with energy, so lots to look forward to for this Lioneers team.
Elliott and Jianhao with a 2-man break, and Jianhao, the shortest kid on the court, lays it in for 2.
Yeah, we've seen these Lioneers just play with a little bit more energy here in the second quarter, getting offensive rebounds. As we see DeGuara, pretty obvious offensive foul there. And again, chemistry thing right there with Beast. Not sure when to go set that screen. Beast may be going a little bit early, but definitely an offensive foul there on the Maltese big man.
He put his hands up to a side gesture. What was the foul? So Coach Ben and DeGuara not on the same page.
Well, it's the first time that I've been on the same page as Lioneers fans, right?
Elliott guarded by Winston, who's in the game for the first time. His mid-range is good.
Yeah, nice little screen right there by Wesley. Getting Elliott open for mid-range as these Lioneers continue to cut into this Braves lead.
A rare air ball by Michael Singletary.
We can see the quick response from Coach Roger, putting both imports in the game, not wanting to give up this lead, and again getting Josh out, putting Joe Lin back in, and as the Josh at point guard experiment continues to have its ups and downs.
But patrolling the sideline, there's a rip out of bounds by DeGuara. But patrolling the sidelines is Wu Yongrun, Aaron. He's been kind of running the Braves preseason action this whole offseason. Meanwhile, Roger furiously sits behind him.
Yeah, we saw the end of the last game as Wesley hits another 3. Causing a timeout from these Braves, but we saw the Dreamers do it last game with their assistant coach running things for the game, so it's good to see some of these assistants getting some real on-the-job experience.
Remember, fans, 2 threes by Wesley, part of their defeat against the Braves. To another break, back with the action.
好了，现在呢，请大家看向我们的大荧幕。接下来要来玩我们的有点意思 K， 来，请跟着我们上面的图做出爱心的动作。哎呦，怎么这么可爱？来，2位，哇，不好意思做是不是？没有关系，男生做就好了，男生自己做也可以，自己做一个完整的爱心，好吗？ 嗨，几个爱心 ，OK OK。来2位，一个人做也可以，没有关系，一个人做也可以啊。来2位，比爱心不要这么兴奋 ，OK。
In 2 weeks, the Plus League season begins with the Formosa Taishan Dreamers heading to Hsinchu Gymnasium to take on these Taipei Fubon Braves. You can still buy tickets on the Braves portal or watch the broadcast, like right now, on the Plus League YouTube channel.
Are we going to be at that game, Ryan?
I'll be at that game, Coach Ben.
I believe I'll be at that game too.
So good news to the fans. Ever popular Coach Ben. We'll make another trip to Hsinchu Arena. We only did it 1 game in last year's finals.
This game, obviously the opening game of the second season. Everybody's excited about what the second season has to bring.
So in this quarter, a 12-2 run by the Lioneers gives them the lead.
Just a lot more energy coming out here in the second quarter from these Lioneers. Braves really playing a little bit flat-footed.
They're looking Nagar's way. The landlord trying to make the entry pass, and Sim within a good hands. Wesley with the steal.
Rarely do we see a turnover on that landlord to DeGuara, but this is the first time that DeGuara's had another 7-footer defending him, so something for Ding to get used to.
Joe Lin and Winston shadowing, and Knuckle Singletary reads the pass. Foul by Elliott in transition.
Yeah, great job reading the play by Singletary. We've seen these Braves go into double sim. Yeah, last possession, landlord sucked in and Wesley Wu got a 3. That time Winston going for the steal. I'm not sure that's a preseason thing or not. So maybe they're trying to protect DeGuara in his foul trouble, but definitely something to watch going forward.
Taking Elliott's place on the floor will be Leon Chen, who's still wearing those pink sneakers he sported last season. Deflected pass to Joe, trying to put the moves on Tianhao. I do not know how he thought he was open, falling to the floor.
That was one of the, I'd rather throw it up than get a travel, but again, Brandon could have blocked that one with his chin. Showing that defensive intensity that we've come to know him for.
Lioneers in transition, Leon to the basket with speed, 2 points.
And that's what Leon does. Gets out in transition, gets the ball up to the glass quickly. As the Lioneers struggle to get back in transition, and Joe will get a couple shots from the line, but it's going to be an issue of pace for these Lioneers. Again, somebody like Tianhao, somebody like Chen, you're going to have to play fast like that, but Sim's going to be behind the play. There's a challenge to find that happy medium between the two styles.
It's an interesting note that in transition, the Braves are so good at countering that. The Lioneers might get too many guys in the front court when they try to score.
Don't worry, Sim will always be in the back court to protect the basket on the comeback. So it's,
after made free throws, 2-point lead for the Lioneers as Joe puts on the pressure. Now again, Singletary not guarding the other import. Leon to the basket, and with a fancy finish around Winston.
Yeah, the ability to hang in the air a little bit longer than Winston. Able to finish off the glass. Singletary just plows through Leon.
And also equally impressive feat of strength with Bular picking up Leon off the floor. Just trying to give you guys a perspective from our seats in the corner of the arena. In for the first time is Jinwei Liu, that's Lewis. Overhead bounce pass, but Joe will look off the shot and do the spinning turnaround floater. Digara to Ray outside. He buries the three.
Yeah, we saw Wesley already hit a couple threes for the Lioneers. This time Ray getting into the action. Again, with these big guys down low, there's going to be lots of three-point opportunities for the fours, and it's just a matter of whether they can make it or not.
Leon almost turned it over. Dawson gets Bular screen. He'll shoot the three short.
Again, Ray just able to get in and affect the shot. As Singletary misses the layup in transition.
Lioneers will settle down. Early layup, no. The back and forth, here we go. Lewis with all the time in the world. One of the, you make the shot harder and harder the more you wait, huh, Coach?
Yeah, a little bit too open there for Lewis. Struggling a little bit during the preseason, but again, we see the blow by there. And DeGuara able to affect the shot. And see a nice acting job right there by Leon. The Singletary loses a shoe. A little frustration by Singletary. Not his first year in Taiwan. He should be used to it by now.
Indeed, Jalen only 6 for 20 after 2 games. There's Julian Hall's missed 3.
And that's what he's going to have to adjust to. There's not going to be a lot of dribbles for him on the court. It's going to be a lot of catch and shoots. Other guys are going to create for him, so he's going to have to get ready to have those shots be open for him.
Digara gets the putback.
Yeah, and we see that the second Sim gets out of the game. Joe getting up on the rim. His teammate ripping it off and putting it back for 2 for these Braves.
Wesley driving up and out, but he got fouled on the way there.
Yeah, well, DeGuara will make everybody look fast. I don't know that I've seen Wesley look that sprite in a long, long time. Unfortunately, not able to get the and one, but 2 shots from the line.
Joe commits the foul, his first. Two for 2. And Lioneers back with the lead. Good hands and almost a steal by the Lioneers.
You could say the difference between Beast running the pick and roll and Joe running the pick and roll. Joe with a little bit of a hesitation, letting Sam get there in time. And, we've seen some spacing issues here in the first half for the Braves. Lewis bringing his defender right into Joe's line.
Singletary with Julian Hall. Now Dawson, and he loses his footing. One guy called a travel, and I got a foul on the other side.
I'm sure the Lioneers coaching staff won't have anything to say about that one, huh?
And it will be a foul called.
I think that Singletary's got to switch out some shoes. Lost them, slipped.
Definitely get a new basketball. At the same time, the Braves coaching staff, mainly Roger Shue, with a lot to say about that one.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen Roger step off the bench in this entire preseason, so good to see him get into the action.
Floor here at NTU is multi-purpose, so that's why there's a lot of residue marks from other events.
Yeah, it's been fun to see Dawson and Singletary go at it today. See Singletary, the reigning finals MVP, and Dawson definitely with the skill set to do that this year if the Lioneers make it that far.
With a chance to play the entire season with the Lioneers. We'll see how he can do. Meanwhile, there's a move! Tianhao to Dawson.
Yeah, Lioneers able to take advantage of that Braves turnover. And Dawson doing what he does best, score in transition.
Joe Lin coaxed Dawson in the air for the foul.
Yeah, you said it. Great use of the pump fake. Able to take advantage of Dawson's aggressiveness defensively in there. Little display of Dawson's aggressiveness offensively. Taking it easy on the rim after DeGuara was a little too aggressive earlier in the game.
He does weigh about 30 kilograms lighter.
That'll do it.
Also credit to Tianhao for also giving the fans some entertaining passes. Lioneers up by 2 with 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Wesley putting the dribble moves on. As Eunha will side dribble 3, planks out. Ray did mostly a good job rebounding Dawson, well, boxing out Dawson. We'll have more challenges yet. Leon, Tianhao. Beating the shot clock, in and out. Raised with a quick counter, too easy as Joe Lin receives from Lewis.
Yeah, he said it, 2 passes, no dribbles. Perfect fast break by these Braves.
Wesley again with the dribble moves, the step back, and knocks in the bank shot. Stunning, his former coach.
Wesley. Nice little Dirk shot that he's been working on for a long time. Good to see him make it in some game action.
Meanwhile, it looks like Leon kind of made an intentional foul there, trying to get Simbular in.
We got to get a picture of that sideways, get that whole Dirk silhouette there.
You know, we see Lewis. There was talk of him being a little bit more of a ball handler, but so far in this game, exposing the basketball a lot.
Yeah, and these Braves seem a little too focused on getting the ball to DeGuara right there. We saw right there Lewis, again, getting the ball and putting it right over his head, just wanting to make the pass to DeGuara. Like you said, Lewis, nice touch from the rim. You shoot it, get it up there, you miss. I'm sure DeGuara can get that offensive rebound, so just a little bit of a difference in focus here for these Braves.
Substitution for both teams as Oscar and Jet come in for their respective teams. Dawson hands it off. Doing hops way deep, and he banks it in.
I mean, now we're getting a little ridiculous, Ryan. We're just throwing stuff up off the glass. But anything that goes in is a good shot, I suppose.
Ibarra tried the turnaround, lost it. Singletary to the basket, blocked. Out of bounds off the Braves. And again, Singletary struggling with the basketball. Keeps on looking at his hands.
Yeah, it's a new ball that we have this year. It's going to take a little bit getting used to. And that's something that only game action can do. Or maybe it's just because Sim sweats a lot, Ryan. I don't know.
They do have 2 additional basketballs ready to go, which they keep drawing off. Nice backdoor. Swinghall blows the layup. There's a Fung Chum. So kind of makes up for the bank 3 as Joe Lin looked off the 3, and Ray is trapped by Oscar.
Yeah, and you can see Joe saying, my bad. Put Ray in a tough situation down there. Probably should have just shot the 3. Braves retain possession of the ball, though.
The Braves will start over. Jet driving on Evan. Good hands by Yunghao, or Singletary just smacked the ball off of him.
Yeah, but we continue to see these Braves struggle with these pick and rolls with Taguara. Again, Jet not really able to use him. Evan able to keep up with Jet. Really no advantage created. As Joe able to pick up his own rebound in midair and miss the follow through.
Almost a steal by Singletary. Evan, blow by, met at the rim, could still lay it in.
Again, Evan just showing his diversified offensive game, able to take the ball off the bounce and finish.
The Giants battle down low as Singletary misses the floater.
Again, nice little move there. Singletary on time, but Evan able to finish over Singletary off the glass.
They'll go to the monitor and the players will get a chance to talk things over with their coaches. You might hear the in-game MC calling for the fans to participate, to join in with the halftime activities. The previous hat, we had the Porsche logo shot, which did not go as well as I thought. It'll be Braves basketball.
All I want to know is, when are we getting our Porsche, Ryan?
That's a good question. We are owed shoes, remember?
Hey, I'm owed a lot of stuff. I have to talk to Mr. Charles Chen a little bit later.
Of course, we say so facetiously.
Speak for yourself.
The ultra slow-mo, this one, necessary. I don't even know if that was conclusive. In any case, Lioneers, actually Braves. Singletary goes down with two other guys, so the intensity of this one is up there.
Nice set up there, coming out of the timeout by Aaron and the Braves, and well, it's a nice contest, just a little bit too much of a contest as Singletary goes to the line.
Considering the dynamics of having imports and local players, how do big guys prepare to play each other in practice, Coach? Because it's not like both teams have 7'6", 115-kilogram guys sitting around.
It's tough. It's tough. Like I said, back when I was coaching the SBL, we faced Bular. We had James Tyler, another 7-footer, and it's really something where you just kind of have to pretend. I mean, you have to have coaches standing in there with brooms letting you know that somebody's going to be there and that it's a lot taller. You have to get those rotations on point against locals. Sometimes in practice you have to change the rules and just say, hey, we're going to let this guy catch the ball so we can work on this stuff. So it's definitely a challenge, but obviously Coach Rogers been at it for quite a few years against a lot of these 7-footers, so he's used to it. We just saw Wesley right there on the Lioneers bench. He's somebody who's been through it quite a few times as well. So a lot of experience out there against some of these guys, and it's just a matter of how they use that experience.
His free throw leads to a Dawson post up. With a tough turnaround, almost got it to go.
Yeah, we've seen Dawson able to make those shots previously. Yeah, nice set. Small set in the stream for the big, and there we see Zaguara get attacked on the drive to the basket. Once again, Joe really having the most success running the pick and roll with Sam. Sam to the line for two.
Talk about aerial display. Got the two Lioneers contesting Singletary shot and three Lioneers trying to stop Tigara.
And that's the aggression that the Lioneers play with on defense. Yeah, that's where Again, when teams get used to it, it really hurts them because they really don't know any other way to play. Again, somebody like Oscar, somebody like Jinhao, guys are going to be very aggressive on the ball. If a team's quick to adjust, it's really tough for them to scale things back as Sim passes the ball out of bounds.
Good effort to lead to the turnover by the Braves. Otherwise, Dawson would have had easy 2 points. There's a timeout on the floor. This time by the Braves. They want to get settled and have a strong finish. Hopefully a little better result than, what was it, 98 seconds to finish the first half by the Kings and Dreamers earlier. Yeah. But it is, after all, Coach, the preseason.
That it is. Well, we've seen the Lioneers, regardless whether it's Kenny sitting behind the bench or Greg coaching, we've seen some smiles out of them. Nice performance here from them in the second quarter. And Coach Aaron trying to figure out how they can go into halftime with the lead.
So the hot shooting for the Braves has cooled off quite a bit. They're still down in this second quarter, 27-16.
Yeah, just a really lethargic Braves team here in the second quarter. Kind of going through the motions a little bit. And once the Lioneers get a little bit of momentum, they're definitely tough to stop.
Bad screen, okay. After bad screen, after pop out. Pop out. 然后往这边脚裂，再走，是可以吗？哦，脚裂，he pop out, he will take a screen here, and then he will be open. Hey, okay. Hey, look, hey, when I get the ball right here, your man help him right here. Hey, just cut. I'm gonna find him.
So you can see Brandon Dawson being very active in the timeout. Again, knowing how the Braves are probably going to defend it. Letting his teammates know where the opportunities are going to be. Again, somebody who's obviously very familiar with his teammates. Somebody who's willing to communicate. And honestly, when you go overseas, that's half the battle.
Even though he only played approximately a third of the season, Brandon Dawson among league leaders in PER last season. I believe the number is 35. A lot of other guys hanging around the mid to high 20s.
Again, right there we see Evan just talking about what we discussed before the break. Again, not knowing when to maybe dial it back a little bit, going a little bit too far with that physical contact and sending Jet to the line.
MVP of the first Plus League season. Knocks down the first free throw. Candidate for the finals MVP if his shot at the end of game 3 would have been the winner. If it not for the Dreamers countering with the game-tying layup. Now Evan against Jet on the offensive end. Give it up. Get it back.
We saw Jet go way under that screen. Still treating Evan like a non-shooter.
Maybe the harshest block by Joe Lin leads to a Braves break, and Jack couldn't handle it. Now Lioneers up to Sim, and it won at the basket.
Again, we've seen people struggle to make the passes to Sim. This time a perfect pass in transition. Sim able to put it through midair over his fellow 7-footer.
We got another fix at the basket needed. Definitely a tough task with the back end of the mop. Maybe they suggest flipping it around, using the other hand.
You can see Singletary visibly frustrated. Again, beautiful pass by the rookie. Just throwing it up there, giving his big man a chance. The ability to throw it over DeGuara. Easier said than done.
Reminder to the fans that number 8, Junhao, is left-handed.
One shot.
Second time that happened, that the free throw shooter passes it back to the ref. Previously, it was Omar in the first game. Jet with the off-rhythm jumper, got it.
That's Jet's game. Get you off balance, rise, release, splash.
Without Degar, the Braves are in zone. Evan gave up the shot and blocked at the rim.
We see the Braves chase him off the three-point line, but allowing that left-hand drive. Good recovery and help from Jack and Singletary. Able to spike that one out of bounds.
Sim on the inbound, banks it home. Running out of time, Jet will shoot. It looked like it was late, and it was. 53-50, Lioneers with a halftime lead. Certainly an exciting one. Maybe it's one that's the players still getting in rhythm. We'll go to the break with some halftime analysis.
说是不是？好，我们先请呢我们4位朋友到那边的底线就位，好吗？到那边的底线就位。来。那在他们走路的过程中，跟大家讲一下我们等一下的游戏规则。等一下游戏规则，2两1组，分别从两边的底线开始。绕过3颗柱子，运球绕过3个柱子，
绕 S 型，
然后到我右手边的篮筐上篮，上到进为止。
对，所以
接下来拿球在 S 型绕回来，投3分球，投到进为止。
没错，所以
投不进，我们中场游戏就不结束。
OK，
好，有听懂吗？再讲一次哦。运球，等一下听我们指令 3, 2, 1 ready go 的时候，运球绕过3个障碍物 S 型绕过，到我右手边的篮筐上篮，然后捡球要上到进为止，捡球 S 型绕回来，投3分，投到进。好，第一组看起来是2位漂亮的女孩子，哇，期待你们的表现喽，
精彩了。
DJ
3, 2, 1。
Go！ 哎呦，这速度很快哦，2个速度都很快哦，
速度平分球
哎，上篮！上进，要上到进为止，对，这边已经回来投3分了
，3分球 for three，
不行，这个上篮还在上啊，怎么上这么久啊？他在这边已经投了2颗3分球了，哎，来，哇，两边都投不进，哇。
这两边有点焦灼啊！
女孩子投罚球线就好，
这边已经要回来投3分球了，
投罚球线就好。没有，来换人，
是不是有机会逆转呢？
我投，比赛结束。哇，非常可惜啊！来，2位旁边稍等一下，不要着急的走，2位旁边稍等一下。
非常接近啊，刚刚这一组。
哎。男生没有在投罚球线的哦，男生就投3分线了，没有在跟你开玩笑哦。
没错，自己抢篮板哦。
OK， 来哦 ，DJ
3, 2, 1
，Go！ S 型，
同学来，上篮，
非常快，我的速度平分球上哦，
回来3分线了，3分出手，
哦，篮板。抢篮板啊！出头，
我们就看他们可以投多久，好不好？
好，我们先泡杯茶。
我们还有11分钟的时间让你们投。
哦，差一点。
OK。
哎，非常可惜，差一点啊！出手。
好的，来，我们邀请4位一起到我们场中间来，好吗？邀请4位一起到我们场中间来。来，请到这里站一排，站一排。
来，哇，满头大汗啊，这位同学。
来，胜利的2位是这2位，对不对？然后这2位是没有拿到奖品的朋友，没关系， 接下来呢，我们邀请我们的颁奖的嘉宾是我们的台湾大赞助选手 LPGA 美迪惠尔锦标赛亚军，今年东京奥运代表台湾的高球代表之一，女子高球代表之一，我们的高球女将黎明，有请，给我
们点掌声好不好？
帮我们把礼物颁给这两位，对，这两位。
Welcome into NTU Sports Center, where Taiwan Mobile's halftime activity in the center for the participating fans coming into the building. Thanks to all you watching on YouTube or on TV. We're here at halftime. We're looking over the halftime stats of this preseason game between the Lioneers and Braves. What stands out to me, coach, is everything looks nice in practice, but when they really go head-to-head, Simbolar against Samuel Degara is quite a slugfest.
Yeah, you said it before the game. We're in for a heavyweight battle, and they haven't disappointed. And there's going to be a lot of adjustments from both sides, not just through this game, but throughout the entire season. And we've seen ups and downs for this entire first half, but a very even first half so far.
We're learning here that, of course, the game of runs that the basketball is, both teams like to use the fast break. Braves on the counter, and well, the Lioneers, with the showmanship they are, we got a few alley-oops to go at the rim too.
Yeah, with the imports starting to show up, obviously these are two of the more complete rosters that we have so far in the preseason, and it's been a joy watching Dawson and Singletary in transition, and in the half court it's been the two 7-foot giants.
So like we mentioned, these two teams both like to play fast. Really, every team in the league will like to play fast after getting stops. But the Braves last year, very efficient on offense. The Lioneers, not so much. With the roster changes and 2 additional teams, it's still to be known, but the Lioneers might be gunning for that championship after finishing in last place.
Yeah, again, they're just trying to improve. Obviously, last season they improved throughout the season, especially after bringing Brendan Dawson in, and they're hoping that both Sim and Nick Faust can do the same for them, bring them up to another level, and I guess first make the playoffs and then hopefully get a chance to compete for the championship.
Don't forget, fans, tomorrow, 3 games on deck for the big finish of the Plus League preseason. Coach Ben and I will provide English commentary for all of them. Tickets still available at tickscroc.com, or you can buy them in person at the ticketing booth outside of NTU Sports Center. One more break and one more segment before the second half of this preseason game.
QR code， 如果你还没有加入的话，现在扫这个 QR code， 大荧幕上的 QR code， 有一格叫做中场抽奖，点下去就开始抽奖了，好吗？那能拿到什么奖品就各凭本事了。
跌到谷底，甚至瘦了 I still remember 公司名就差点判的你他妈谁呢 I'm flexing cause I earn it 不别靠谁关心保持做好多写的保持我要的叛逆几乎每个在变现我的字典没有喇叭嘴那些没用的 hater 怎么考试和拉撒水当我实现从小的梦有过多少眼泪 Man you never know 这生的心某些都能成为传奇为自己写下独一无二的传奇 With my gang 改变世界口水班级 I feel good cause I'm been to hell I fight with the demon all night long I fight with the demon all night long I fight with the demon all night long Oh oh yeah yeah 我在顶峰看着最美的风景颠簸的路走的不太算容易到过地狱才能见到光明 I'm in my dream yeah 最美的风景我的顶峰看着最美的风景没空接电话谁帮我铺的香槟 Fuck 那些啥不是我的东西 I'm in my dream yeah 最美的风景不知道出包多少次才能晒恭喜高 从来不敢平庸。什么让我强壮？不是鳄鱼的朋友，愚昧无知的眼光，估计要承受很久。一直能看着远方，团结的跟我点亮，专心刺骨一点香，一点香。不知道地名要破晓以前，剧本未深入在地球里面，聚光灯亮，开讲，伴随着悲欢喜怨，外界旋转落空炊烟的。
Hello fans, be sure to follow the Plus League on all the social media accounts. On Facebook, P.LEAGUE with a plus symbol, Instagram, P.LEAGUE.official, and Twitter at P_League_EN. Leading scorers for the Lioneers start with Brendan Dawson's 14 points, some in transition and a lot of them on the second chance opportunities. Second place is Udai Hao Wesley with 10 points and Sim Bular with 10 as well. Wesley doing it from the outside. Of course, Sim Bular taking up the space in the middle.
Yeah, I think that Sim and Brandon are going to have a learning curve to know how to play together, but we've seen them start to get some chemistry here in the first half. Dawson knowing when to attack. Sim obviously taking up a lot of space down there.
On the other side, Joe Lin with 15 points. He leads the Braves. Singletary and Jet with 7 apiece. They've been played a little bit more conservatively minutes-wise. Tagara there with 6, but Joe Lin is the early start with a hot start with all the consecutive made floaters. And a guy who wants to play more. He averaged the highest plus-minus in per 36 at 10.9 last season.
Yeah, Joe's come out red hot here in this preseason and played well last weekend in Kaohsiung and continues that hot start here today, just doing it from everywhere, beyond the three-point line, from the mid-range, and as we saw there, finishing at the rim in transition. So again, with the Braves having a little of a shortage of point guards, good to see Joe playing well.
One more break before the second half. Thanks for watching the Plus League preseason. Back after this. Hey fans watching on YouTube, Coach Ben and Ryan Chen, your play-by-play and English commentator, interested in your questions and your comments, and that's what the comment section is for in the live chat. But of course, we only answer those who leave a like on the live stream, right, Coach?
Can you actually track that, Ryan? Or? Oh, okay. Leave a like regardless. How many are we up to right now?
Currently at 62.
And what's our goal?
It was 103, I believe.
Come on, people. Come on, people. It's the preseason for you guys too, but We got another half of basketball, 3-point game. Give us some likes.
Pretty even one so far. Actually, the Lioneers pulling that field goal percentage way close as the landlord's ding. Trying out some circus shots from the outside.
Yeah, it looked like the Braves were going to be their same dominant selves there in the first quarter, but as the Lioneers came out with some energy there in the second quarter, they not only cut into the deficit, they ended up going into halftime with a lead. So, and see what adjustments the Braves make at halftime, and see how the Lioneers can continue to do what they did in the second quarter.
YouTuber and part-time MC for this game, Hongsun, also courtside. One of a number of popular YouTube and media platforms that has sprouted up since the inception of the Plus League.
What does a YouTuber do, Ryan?
They make YouTube videos and they publish them. And if they're good, people watch them.
Oh, so you have to be good and have people watch them?
Well, some people are interesting more than good. Not Hongsun. Hongsun is good.
I mean, are we YouTubers right now?
Yeah, we are YouTubers with a big TV production behind us.
I am putting that on my resume. I'm a YouTuber. I'm young at heart.
Both teams slow to come out of their huddles. 24 minutes left to decide this one. For the Braves, it'll be Jack, Hsinchu playing next to Gara, Singletary, Joe, and Jet.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We started the game out with local on import action for these Braves. Now they're going to put Jack on Dawson, see if he can do a better job than he did in the first half.
For the Lioneers, Elliott, Oscar, Evan, Simbular, and Dawson. So both teams going with smaller guards, maybe being better control of the game. Swarming defense, ball out of bounds.
And there's the first adjustment we see from the Braves. The Lioneers going to that play a couple times in the first half, using a small to set a screen for Dawson. That time, Joe going for the steal, able to create that turnover on the first play after the timeout.
Yugara to Joe. Flare screen for Joe. Trying to make space. Hsinchu, not a lot of playing time in the first half. Got that shot blocked and get it back. Practice three for Joe is in.
Yeah, sloppy fast break there for the Lioneers, and Joe able to take advantage.
Evan gets an opportunity off the fumble. Give and go. Nice pass and nice lay-in.
Yeah, great cut by Evan. Perfect pass from Sim. Able to take advantage of a little relaxation from Mike Singletary.
Now drive by Singletary, off mark. Lioneers initially had numbers. We'll go to Dawson, easy lay-in.
Yeah, and again, that's where he does his work best. Again, just able to discard Jack in transition with a little shoulder and get an easy layup opportunity.
Yeah, the hand in his face. Will ping pong. Stay on this side of the floor.
Again, we see Sim able to affect those shots as Evan, perfect backdoor cut. Sim with a nice find.
To Jet, and another baseline out of bounds to a little.
Yeah, that's a play that Jet and Joe have run for 5 or 6 years now. A little look, a little wink, and Jet knows exactly what's coming against the undersized defender.
Elliott off the handoff, loose with the basketball. Singletary picks it up. Behind the back, and Jack finishes it.
Those are those new fundamentals we've talked about. Perfect pass from Jet. Nice finish from Jack, but we see the Lioneers struggling a little bit spacing-wise with Sim in the middle as Elliott's able to sneak in a layup over the front of the rim.
Jolin attacking the basket and getting 2.
Again, that Joe Dubara combination on the pick and roll proving to be tough to deal with.
Elliott to Evan. Not trusting his shot, will go to the basket. Flip of a tough one. Here come the Braves to Jet. No dribbles and a bucket.
But again, one outlet pass, one pass to the basket, no dribbles. That's how the Braves do their time. Fast breaks.
Sim bumps the guard out of the way, but blows the shot and blows the putback.
And there's the adjustment from the Braves. No help, letting Sam go one-on-one.
Seen off screen, Oscar with the interception. And once again, Evan not trusting his shot. Now left open, lefty. Only hits net on the bottom end.
It's a different Evan here in the second half. Looking very confident there in the first half. As Dawson, another weak side block in transition.
Oscar's elbow jumper is wet. The first points for Oscar, of course, fans might remember, did start the game. Looks like Dawson got a paw on that one, but out of bounds off of Joe.
Again, we talk about Sims' interior defense, but Dawson also doing a good job coming over from the weak side on all these blocks or shot alterations.
Sim once again, and this time dunks it home. Looks like we'll need to fix the basket.
See, why didn't you just do that last time?
Well, despite giving up the points, Dugar getting a round of applause by the fans. This is going to be an intimidating look. Well, that's offline for a little bit. The behind the basket cam.
But again, game plan wise, not sure what the Braves were doing. Last time they gave it to Duguara by himself. That time he defended like he had help coming from the baseline. So a little bit of a game plan issue there from these Braves.
Missed floater by Singletary and pass into traffic. It's going to be called for a backcourt in the confusion.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Suni actually got it in the front court. Yeah, good call by the refs.
Good call.
As always.
Of course.
I've always said that the refs make great calls.
So the intensity of the game has Coach Greg Lynn with the jacket off. Jet's baseline shot off the mark. Evan spinning, finding Oscar. Pick a roll with Sim. His outside shot off to the right.
Yeah, we said in the first half with Sim setting those screens. That's a pretty easy call.
Goaltending and more points for Joe Lynn.
Again, Coach Lynn telling Brendan Dawson that he's got to know Sim's not going to make it back for that defense. You got to help him out a little bit, give him a little bit of time.
It's tied up at 63 as the mostly starters for the second half are still on the floor. Down low, Xiao Sui. Out to Evan, his three is good.
Again, we've said it for the last season. When Evan plays with conviction, he's a much better player. He came out in the second half looking hesitant, not playing great. That time able to shoot it right off the catch. Much better result.
Another rebound vacuumed in by Dawson. He'll go to the hoop. lose it on the deflection. It'll still be Lioneers basketball.
Yeah, Jack's learning curve against Brendan Dawson continues to get a little bit steeper, trying to get him in transition. Good job on that possession.
First break of the second half. We'll be back after this.
一件是工程师的，一件是勇士的。这边干嘛？这边跟人不要，我要给后面的、啊。后面的朋友来啊！
想要的朋友把你们双手举起来。
后面的。不行，不能每次都拿小朋友来这样子威胁我。后面的朋友。
哇，可惜了，你们自己解决啊！
谢谢。大家不要难过，明天的比赛我们还有很多礼物要送啊！
没错。
Check out player information, ticketing information, and much more on the Plus League website, pleagueofficial.com. TV timeout as some of the fans we can see checking out the P.book, last year's publication about everything Plus League. Looking forward to this year's publication on opening day. Looking at the rim on the, shall we say, the east side. Yes, east side. I got that one right.
Thank God, because Lord knows we wouldn't want our friends abroad thinking that that was the south side.
Withstanding the most punishment in this game.
Both because of Sam DeGuara. Once on his dunk from himself, second time from a awful defensive possession.
Out of bounds. Start with Oscar. Pick and roll with Chen. Leaves it behind, and there's a dunk. And thankfully, actually, Chen went down for a second. Interesting. There was a foul in transition.
Interesting to see that the refs didn't stop it for the rim and save Sim, but force the Lioneers to foul. Interesting there is Joe went over that pick and roll, forcing DeGuara to help and allowing that roll from Sim. I think Oscar was trying to pick him up for a second and then realized that he didn't want to throw out his back.
I mean, the players hit the weight room in the offseason, but there's no air ball over the basket that I would say is indication of enough strength to get Samuel DeGuara or Simbular off the ground.
I bet Pum Pum could do it.
We'll let him know about that.
Maybe not after he's lost his, 11 kgs?
We'll give him 11 kgs.
I'm sure he lost a little bit more this past week. I'm just glad we got the rim cam up there.
There's a stoppage in play as they clean up the floor, and a look at the basket on that side.
And this is a veteran move by Sim. Again, knowing that he's a little bit tired. Hey, let's shake the rim a little bit, move it. He knows that he can move it in half a second. It takes everybody else about 2 minutes to move it, so he can get himself a little bit more rest.
In fact, the basket's a little out of place as the stadium workers try to address it on that side.
And this is something that's pretty par for the course in games that have Sim. And I'm sure most of our fans from Taiwan have seen this once or twice. Sim being a big boy.
I think part of the equation, coach, is Simbular's not got his finishing touch with any of his hook shots, so the only way for him to guarantee his point scoring is by dunking the basketball and not laying it in like he could sometimes and could otherwise.
Hey, you don't need touch when you can dunk everything like that. I certainly don't know, Ryan.
I was about to say. So, perhaps the longest delay in the action today.
But hey, extra screen time for our sponsor, Taiwan Mobile.
That time. On the drive and this time on the pass. Interesting that the Lioneers took a foul afterwards, even though previously the referees called timeout to make sure the basket was readjusted.
I could dunk on this one, though.
You would think the markings on the ground would be enough of an indicator, but
hey, I'm sure when Sim hit the ground, he probably moved some of those markings too. So the veteran beast trying to stay warmed up through this extended break. Again, it's going to be interesting to see how he does this this upcoming season as he gets closer and closer to 40, and the Braves obviously trying to let some of their younger players gain some experience, get ready for the future. Again, a lot of role shifting here for this Braves team, even though there's not a lot of roster movements.
Igor Zaitsev, the man in the long sleeve, providing some instructions as the basket goes up.
Zaitsev, another player who has a lot of experience playing against Sim. Faced him many times in the SPL. Got the better of him, won a championship against Sim. So, again, I'm sure a lot of good advice for Sam DeGuara to listen to over there. Yeah, let's get that signage up. People pay good money for that, Ryan.
Taiwan Mobile and a number of sponsors involved with this Plus League preseason weekend. Well, thanks to the producers, we're getting a look at all the dunks, especially on the east side of the arena. Now that one on the west. So you thought last year was an aerial show. We're looking forward to a plus season with plenty of dunks and slams.
I don't know if I'd call that aerial, Ryan. I don't know that DeGuara or Sim really got off the ground for that. So it's more of a ground attack above the rim.
Interesting dichotomy.
Semantics.
Oh, we got other players coming over to Taiwan, including maybe the likes of Chris McCullough, Devin Robinson. Jaron Young is back for a second season in the Plus League, so
there's your aerial.
There's some aerial shows.
So it'll be interesting to see how some of those imports do against Sim. And again, we know against DeGuara and Sim, it's they're kind of playing to break even. Again, big going against big, but you bring in some of these high flyers and guys who do play above the rim. Again, matching up against some of these big footers, it's a different equation out there.
Yodian East is the slogan for the second season. Something interesting. Trying to go with some retro video game looks and graphics. As we stall for time and make sure the fans are entertained. Of course, waiting on some questions to come in. Coach, are you a fan of the organ music in the basketball arena?
I am. I'm a traditionalist. You got that stuff from Madison Square Garden. I know you being a baseball fan are probably a huge fan of it.
I am.
So I prefer that than to some of the more modern music, as we see Beast able to take advantage of that extended break, get some rest, and hit a long range too.
Dawson to Evan. Back to Dawson. His shot is short. Joe. Back it out. An outside shot from Zagara is money.
We've seen him show the touch from the mid-range. Yeah, not something you see from him too much. But against Sim, where he doesn't necessarily have the advantage down there in the paint, it's a luxury to have that shot right there.
Oscar will put it up himself, and Jack with a rebound.
Yeah, great job crashing the boards there, not letting Sim have an opportunity to grab that offensive rebound.
Jet will pull up, lead to a Jack rebound. Interestingly enough, Brendan Dawson was the one marking him. Now a deep shot by Degar. No.
Feeling himself a little bit. Or he's just tired. I couldn't tell you which one.
What would you consider that a heat check, Coach?
He hit one mid-range jumper. If he considers that a heat check, maybe it's a little bit different in Malta.
There, that time Simple out with a touch.
And there's the second time that we've seen DeGuara give Sim baseline. Again, with no help coming there. And if you give Sim that little drop step, there's not much you can do, even if you're Sam DeGuara.
Beast turns it over. Here comes Dawson. Here's slam home.
Yeah, again, spacing issues from the Braves. Not much room for Beast there with Joe in the corner, but Brandon Dawson, again, showing his aerial prowess on the break.
All smiles as Oscar fouls Joe Lin.
Not gonna lie, Brandon, I'm a little disappointed in that dunk. Maybe he's saving everything for the regular season.
They are worth no more points, so
yeah,
good for him.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe he's waiting for the home crowd. I just know he can do so much better. Show me a little something, something.
Substitution for both teams as Beast drives baseline and is fouled on his way there.
And that's what the Braves love to do. They get that rip screen on the weak side, regardless whether it's Beast or Jet. They know that all the defensive attention is going to be over there, so they have a clean lane to the basket. That time Beast getting a step on Sui and able to get to the free throw line.
Just like that. Kosalje, Jay will come in for him. Halfway down, but out is the free throw. Decent free throw stats for both teams. 1 for 2 is Beast, bringing the team total to 12 for 18. Foul on the steal attempt.
Yeah. And that's what Josh has got to do. Again, struggling. We'll be polite and say struggling a little bit to run the point for these Braves, but again, he's able to extend that defensive pressure against the undersized Tian Hao. So he's just got to find a way to contribute when he's at the point guard, even if it may not be offensively.
Running low on time, Wesley is trying to put the moves on to the basket, and a beauty.
And Wesley looking young out here doing it all for these Lioneers.
Beast pulls up, rolls out, and there's Wesley for the rebound. Tianhao the Saltje, who doubled. Now Wesley no look to Dawson, and almost the assist. Would you call that an assist killer?
I would, but I just killed him for taking it easy on the dunk, so I figured that I'd be nice to him on this one. But yeah, he killed Wesley's dunk, or his assist right there. Although this one, Wesley does it by himself, showing the touch.
All right. Out of bounds play for the Braves. Hsinchu avoids one block, gets hit by another. That's so for you. The recipient, it rolls one in.
Yeah, that's what we said. Just got to find ways to make a contribution. Again, with the ball being in Beast's hands most of the time, Josh able to get to the offensive glass and put it in a bucket.
Dawson to Wesley from the right corner. It's short. Tianhao over aggressive.
Take foul, trying to get some subs in.
So currently Dawson with 5 blocks on the game.
And here's something that we haven't seen a lot of from these Lioneers. Their super huge front court going really 3-5s in there and staying man.
Braves have all locals in there as well. Long possession for Beast, who's got a lane, got the foul. Go to the line once again.
And that's what the best do. They find a way. Again, Beast coming up short on a lot of his shots this time. Able to find the body of the defender. And once again, get a trip to the line.
Can't say it enough. Lioneers trying to defend with his elbows is a curious choice.
Less than ideal.
Less than ideal. Maybe he lifts too much in the gym, so he can't raise his arms up.
I think you're giving him way too much credit. I think he's got some very poor habits that need to be trained out of him.
Oh, yeah, got sealed off there. The Braves are scrambling. Fade away by Lioneers, strong. Trying to get too fancy, Beast turns it over. Evan will pull up. Overshoots it for the pop ball. And Lioneers block. No, there's a foul first. I believe this is his first stint on the floor today.
Yeah, with Sim obviously needing a little bit of a break. I'm going to give some of the local bigs a shot.
Misses with that free throw. Was a problem for Lioneers last season.
How much of a problem, Ryan?
It was. If I could pull it up my...
Don't kill my assist, Ryan.
Not so handy.
Don't kill my assist. I just lobbed that one up to you.
He was 10 for 20.
There you go. I believe that's 50%.
Now a charge call against Winston. Who hasn't played much in this one.
Yeah, the former teammates. Close out, Jay, knowing what Winston's going to do. Hitting the deck, creating that offensive foul.
Lioneers with their 3-point lead. Azurier was hit from front and behind to go to the line.
Yeah, these Braves just playing very undisciplined here in the third quarter. Sending guys to the free throw line, turnovers in transition, something that I'm sure Coach Aaron and Coach Roger are not thrilled with.
Also interesting that Winston was negative in the Plus League Finals last season. So trying to find his effectiveness again on the floor.
And it's going to be a challenge for these aging players. We talked about the golden generation of Taiwan. And these players getting up there 36, 37, 38, 39. We've seen them be able to do it in spurts, but not going to bring quite the consistency that they did in the past.
Nice give and go, but stopped at the rim was Lioneers. Shot from the corner is in.
And once again, we see these Lioneers playing with energy, with effort, and just getting all those hustle points.
Beast from 3, no answer. Lioneers are spread out. Driving kick in to Zuri. This shot wild.
Yeah, and that's a shot that's a contested shot with no imports on the court. As soon as Brandon Dawson's back on the court, he probably has an extra foot of space. A little bit easier to make that shot.
Beast almost loses it. Now left alone. Winston closes the layup at the rim. That'll be the end of the third quarter and fatigue setting in. Everybody on the floor. We'll try to get our energy back for this fourth quarter. Thanks for watching the Plus League preseason.
嗨，请看大荧幕，请比自己一个爱心，自己比也可以，没有关系。哎呦，这个画面蛮好看的。来，两位，头靠这么近啊，不错不错不错。来，可以比久一点，不要害羞啊。嗨，两位，哇，看起来不是情侣。嗨，可以自己比自己没有关系啦，可以自己比自己啊。我们的 Plus Girl。嗨，来，哎呦，甜蜜甜蜜！工程师的球迷，比爱心，对，很好。嗨，被照到了，被照到了，就你们两个，就你们两个，对，被照到了，比个爱心 ，OK。睡着了，睡着了。嗨。不错，这画面也蛮好看的。哎，这个睡得太舒服，这个睡得太舒服了吧？嗨，不错不错，我觉得台北的大家都很配合我们，来比个爱心。
Here comes the fourth quarter. Only one import allowed on the floor for any of the Plus League teams. And that's, I think, our first time mentioning it, because this is the first time we have 2 imports per team.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing if either of these teams go away from the big-on-big matchup. Needless to say, Sim may be playing a little bit better than Sam, but probably playing essentially to a draw. And if Roger takes out DeGuara, does Greg go directly with Brendan Dawson and vice versa? That's where these fourth quarters always become interesting.
He's left alone. His shot off the mark. Trying to find his legs. Remember the disruption of play because of the continuous basket adjustments league officials have to make. So far in this one, DeGuara with 8 points and 9 rebounds. Sim with 16 points and 12 rebounds. Tianhao throws it right to the landlord. Beast to Jet, doing it all the most. Last man standing.
Yeah, sloppy break, but 3-on-1s tend to have good results. And Tianhao getting caught in the air and sparking that Braves break. So this time, DeGuara doing a better job initially.
Hsinchu from the top, and all net there.
And that's where we've seen Wesley have his 2 threes. Hsinchu have his mid-range jumper, all when the landlord's on the floor. I don't know if that's the landlord helping too much or if that's the game plan.
Vergara flushes his shot.
And that's something that I'm sure that Coach Greg and the Lioneers coaching staff can live with. Again, if DeGuara's out of the paint, obviously going to be something that they can live with.
Guo Shaojie, still a popular figure, gets a lot of the high fives from his former teammates. Fans, if you didn't see the pre-game picture, scroll back and see Guo Shaojie on the Brave side. Tianhao got stripped. Jolin will put up the floater and hit.
This is what the Braves do best, turning defense into offense. Continue to cut into this Lioneers lead.
24 points from number 1. Digs in on Sim, but it's no good as he hits the hook shot.
Yeah, that's where Sam may be a little more skilled offensively, but Sim just able to use his brute strength. Able to get right into DeGuara's body, put it in the rim as we see Joe with another right-handed floater in transition. And again, Sim able to get that right shoulder turned around after the left shoulder pumps into DeGuara's chest.
Oscar's in for Tianhao, and Jackie's in for Beast. Nice hands by Bular. Almost turned it over though. Oscar to Jay. His baseline drive and reverse lay-in.
Guo Shaojie obviously enjoying his role for the Lioneers. A lot more playing time. Doing well here today.
They're heading down once again. Oscar Shaojie fouled on his way to the hoop.
And that's when the Braves usually get in trouble. Again, they start turning the ball over, giving up easy points. As we see Shaojie with a nice baseline drive, able to finish it with a little English off the glass.
Based on roster composition, both teams like to play guys who used to be 5s, but now they're going to be power forwards, and guys like Hsinchu and Zhou Wending, the landlord, providing some length and also some outside abilities. Well, that and more after the break.
We dipping in the pot of blue flow. Getting so good, it's dripping on wood. Get a ride in that engine that could go. Batman robbing it, bang bang cocking it. Queen Nicki dominant, prominent. It's me. I know you want it.
We're inside NTU Sports Center. Day 1 of 2. The final stop of the Plus League preseason. After the Plus Girl performance, 9 minutes 27 left in this one. Last season, the Braves were one of the deepest teams, but after saying goodbye to a couple of their guys, only trading for one and trading away their first-round pick, a little bit thinner, so any injuries will lead to them going to even shorter rotations, which is something I wanted to avoid. And have almost as many coaches and staff as players now.
Yeah, the Braves obviously one of the first teams to start to understand the importance of the coaching staff, not just assistant coaches, but video guys and advanced scouts and again, guys helping out in the weight room and all that stuff. So you really have to admire the job that Chris has done, giving the team all the resources that they need to succeed. And really, the other teams in the P.LEAGUE are studying that and taking from their lead.
Another flare screen for Joe. He gives it up. Landlord shot from top. The battle for the rebound won by Bular. Hall with a lane. 2 points.
Good job by Hsinchu to sprint the lane and take out the big defender down there, leaving the lane for the rookie to finish off the glass.
No pass there, so it'll be a pick and roll. So righty floater out. There's Hall for the rebound. They're in no hurry as Oscar resets.
That's a result of them having the lead and the result of Simbler being on the court, but regardless what it's a result of, Lioneers looking good here in the fourth, other than that three-pointer.
Kind of a wasted possession. As Chen is mad at the hoop, they'll go to the line. Looks like everybody's all right. Anyways, as I was saying, Coach, the Lioneers and the Braves playing what guys who used to be centers, but playing in the fourth quarter alongside their import bigs. Hsinchu getting an advantage last season with Hashim to beat, getting a lot of the double teams and getting rebound. And the Landlord with his passing skills and his floor spacing, also something the Braves see as an advantage.
The Landlord's somebody who's very comfortable playing the four. We went and played the four in China with obviously some of the bigger bigs. Playing with Quincy Davis on the national team, he played the four. So he knows how to spread the floor. He's a good passer. We've seen Coach Roger use him as a ball handler. And he's hoping that he can teach some of those things to Jack. Hsinchu's got a little bit farther to go just because of his skill set and really not too many people to learn from, but Wesley's doing a good job for the Lioneers as well.
Almost a successful driving kick. Missed shot by Guosaojie, and Elliott fouls trying to keep up with Lewis. He's very handsy, that's for sure.
He is, and he has a tough time keeping up with a lot of people, but Lewis, one of his former teammates, there's been a lot of practice battles between those two, and again, he's getting a little handsy once more, but hey, he's not complaining to the refs, so that may be a first.
Be his third personal. 2 more before the Braves start shooting free throws. Jeff with a head fake. Jump off is poked away. There's a lot of contact on the pass.
Nice find right there by Jet. Able to get the straight line drive and then get the bounce pass to Sam. And hey, let's go hat trick of fouls for E here in the fourth quarter.
Jackie had an opening, pass slipped through his hands. Solid to the right side. No good, and Hall is quite a bit away from getting that offensive board with Degar coming through.
Yeah, these Braves just continue to turn the ball over, and Sim continues to dominate the paint.
Numbers advantage, but now the Braves are back. Elliott on Jet. Intercepted by Lewis. And somehow 2 Braves collide.
Yeah, we mentioned that spacing issues that the Braves have had today, and there's another one right there as we see Sim going straight up, and It just lodges jet midair. Tough to finish with Sim over there.
Oscar's in the game now. Bring that energy and pace. His mid-range shot, no. Jet comes off for Josh as Lewis. Now that shot way short. Might have been touched in the air. Once again, the younger legs of the Lioneers. For a post up for Guo Shaojie as Gular planks out the mid-range. A little bit of a loss for momentum for both teams. 6 minutes to play. Out of bounds off the Braves.
We see these Braves struggling to find a consistent way to put the ball in the basket with this lineup with Jack at the 4. As we said earlier, it's probably going to be both bigs going out at the same time. Again, DeGuara not sure of the rules. And again, seeing that Singletary's going to the scorer's table, he should know that he's going to be the one coming out. And now it's going to be interesting because really no rim protection on the floor for either team. Dawson and Singletary should have a field day.
The best shot blocker out there is the little landlord, Hsinchu. Get a break in the action to get rid of the loose shoe. Remember, at the new Taipei stop, Oscar utilizes the loose shoe for 2 points. He's not getting the chance here.
Yeah, but again, it's the rookie losing a shoe. One of his veterans got to come in and talk to him. Again, his coach giving him a hard time as he goes to the bench. Again, rookie mistake.
Let me write that down, coach. Twice lost his shoe.
Hey, you got to remember these things.
As Mythbusters say, as long as you write it down, it's stats.
Hey, if you look on ESPN, lots of stuff about Kevin Durant losing his shoes.
Poor shot by Jay, beating the shot clock. Sokoyer had that passing leg closed off and another turnover by the youngster.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much longer Coach Roger goes with him at the point. Regardless of whether it's subbing somebody in or just having Singletary hold the ball a little bit more. Josh really struggling to figure out this point guard position.
Dawson passing off a chance to go at Hsinchu. Evan. No, it was Xiao Sun-yi. Initially called for the unsportsmanlike on the clear path. They'll definitely look at that one again.
Yeah, too many lefties out there for you, Ryan, but it's probably the first time that Xiao Sun-yi's been there in crunch time in a long time. That time, momentum just took him into Josh after he turns the ball over.
Well, that's a tough one because his momentum was flying into Josh and just trying to give him a hug.
Well, you know, don't turn the ball over, then there's nothing to worry about, right?
We got some conversations going on in the chat about Oscar's hair. Yes, he had the braids in the first game, then undid it all for the second game. Started the warm-ups with the headband on, but now back to just the quasi-eye patch, if you can call it that.
Yeah, it may have been one of those 3 stripes headbands, so that may be why he took it off.
Oh shit, blows the shot at the rim.
Yeah, I heard the footsteps, and again, as we suspected, Coach Roger getting Joe Lynn back in the game. I guess I should say Coach Aaron. Coach Rogers still taking his place behind the bench, quietly observing everything.
There he is, scheming, plotting, something.
I have to ask him what he's writing down in that notebook.
Oscar's putting the moves on the entire Braves defense. Gives it up. Dawson's down low, pushed out by Jack, and can't finish. A good defense by the sophomore. Singletary's three, rattles home. That'll lead to a timeout by the Lioneers. Now with a 5-point lead. With a lot more experience on the Braves team left on the floor.
And that's where we've seen Singletary take a leadership role on this team. Again, we've seen Sam being more of a quieter personality, where Singletary is definitely has a fiery personality. You can get on his teammates, pump them up, encourage them, and again, especially for an older team in some respects a very young team, that's something that this Braves squad needs right now.
2 timeouts for each team left, not including the 30-second timeout. We were talking earlier about roster constructions and front office. Chris was actually on the Plus League designated podcast, 球场第一排, sharing interesting insights and information.
What insights did he share, Ryan?
Well, talked about how the goal of Fubon running a baseball team and a basketball team is got some social implications and promoting good health and healthy lifestyles. Talking about the struggles with the baseball team so far. Eliminated from the CPBL title as the Uni President 7-11 Lions will be facing the CTBC Brothers.
So many letters.
There's a lot of letters. There'll be even more letters with other teams, so we won't get into that.
Thank goodness.
So math is not our strong suit, and apparently neither is either alphabet.
Words. No speaker so good. Braves coming out in a zone look. That 3-2 look that they've shown in the past. Again, comfortable with no real shooters on the court.
Gosalje shoots it up, and Dawson cleans it up.
And that's where Longshre's just got to kind of take Brendan Dawson out one-on-one. Again, just take him off the glass. Trust that your teammates will get the defensive rebound, because if you try to box him out normally, it's a rare 3 from Jack, who's spreading the floor a bit. Again, Brendan Dawson's going to out-jump Ray every single time.
He only took 3 3-pointers last season. Did not hit any of them, but something the coaches want to try out a few more times, as there is a foul on the inside.
And that's something he's got to know. That's where his opportunities are going to be. If Taguara is going to be on the floor, there's going to be more help there. They're definitely going to be helping off him. Again, we saw Wesley hit those 3s earlier. That's where these opportunities are going to be.
Wesley driving, dishing, and Chelsea blocked at the rim. Usual high flyer was stopped that time. Singletary's chance, his strong body lays it in.
That's what we said. No rim protection for either team. Should be a field day for both imports. That time, Joe, after pulling it back, good job finding Singletary, who finishes in transition for an and one opportunity. And there's that fire that he brings to the team, pumping up his... It's a young team on the court right now, Ryan.
Young for Brave standards, of course.
Hey, I mean, Josh.
None of the Golden Era players.
Josh is there, Ray's there, Changjun, Jack. Other than Joe, everybody's what, within 3-4 years of experience? I guess Rays of that.
Played for the Braves for a long time as Singletary finishes a three-point play. They initially had Cigar come to the scorer's table, but he took a seat. Josh called for the foul from behind.
Be interesting to see this replay. Is a lot of ball, but a lot of forearm for Josh on that one. A lot of ball initially, though, so.
Cigar is not, excuse me. Simbular is not complaining. Down to Sim, he's got a couple guys on him. On the repost, easy lay-in.
And that's where you just can't give him that repost. Again, you did a good job forcing him to pass out initially. You just got to get to a front on the second time and not let him get it. But these Braves know how to attack, get out. Don't worry about that basket. Get out, get aggressive, and see if you can get that ball back.
So they extend the zone to a trap. But that's one of those Bullard passes out and finds the repost. So changing defensive attention created that opening. And meanwhile, two guys on Singletary means an assist.
Exactly. You see going against this zone, these Lioneers get Elliott in the game, but if you turn over, it really doesn't matter who's in the game.
Joe with space, fires. Bouncing out. Lioneers nursing a 1-point lead. Elliott's trying to find the handle. We'll give it up. Oscar, drive and kick. Elliott's drive and kick. Evan. Lost track of time, and that'll be a turnover.
Yeah, great job out of the Braves. Just KYP, knowing who to chase off the line, knowing who to let shoot, keeping the ball out of Sim's hands. And we see Coach Aaron. Game coming down to the wire, having a chance to lead this Braves team to a nice comeback.
Little playfulness between Oscar and the referee on that side. It'll still be Braves basketball. But they'll call a timeout and get organized. Let's see how their substitutions work out with 98 seconds remaining. Did I get that right, Coach?
Yeah, showing it off. Showing off those numbers. What are you going to do? Showing off your English soon enough? We haven't had a Chinese lesson all day, Ryan.
That's true. What should we teach?
This is up to the teacher. It's not up to the students.
Another look at Chen Xiangjun's three with the other rookies, Zhou Guoyu and Brendan Smart. They only attempted 39 threes, but expect that number to go up. The Braves, while they're big, do like their guys taking outside shots.
Yeah, he's coming here in this fourth quarter and just giving some energy that some of the vets didn't. Had a rough stretch with Winston, Landlord, Beast in there, but these younger players have come in there with some energy. You mentioned right when he got subbed in that Jack has the most blocks on the floor, and he rewarded you by getting a block on the baseline. So, again, when these Braves go young together, completely different team.
Something that was talked about on the English-Chinese educational program on ELTA that I helped out with is Langhua Xiongdi, which is the Taiwan name for the Splash Brothers in a different Yongshi Dui. So that's another lesson. My goodness, Coach.
Oh,
only got two.
That's not this lesson?
No, I got two. I got a 2 for 1. We might have missed the first game, huh? So anyways, the Braves, Taipei Fubon Braves, are called Yongshi, but the same two characters are for the Golden State Warriors, Jingzong Yongshi. So that's one. And two, Splash in Taiwan translated to Langhua. And Joe hits Elliott on the out-of-bounds pass. I don't think that was going to play for.
Yeah, good job by the Lioneers, just switching everything. taking away all the options and then jumping the pass on that last one.
Interior pass, but Evan gets tied up. No call, and here comes Singletary. Come on, Shreya, over Elliott for the bucket.
But again, that's where Evan struggles, making plays in space. Again, that time turning the ball over. Braves taking the lead.
Good call, coach. Down to a minute left. Greenhouse three, off the mark. Not saving any time. The Braves with some deep passing. Travel called on Joe. Bad turnover. As you're kind of looking at the clock and figuring out how many possessions are left.
We see a little drag of the pivot foot. Good call by the ref there. Again, all these little details. Whoa! Coach Rogers awake.
And so is, who's that on the bench? I'll get that to you while Metcalf.
Again, it's the preseason, but everybody wants to win, and we see Coach Greg getting Evan out of the game, putting Wesley at the key, knowing he's going to have to go high-low against this zone.
They get it to Bullard, and he's tied up with a foul.
Yeah, I think Jack's there trying to say he got it before the shot, which I would say he did. And the refs disagree with me, which is not a first.
Well, they could be because they're in the bonus.
Yeah, I told you, Ryan, math is not my strong suit.
Missed free throw by Bullard. Tomorrow I'll explain his name change to the audience.
Well, I thought you were going to explain math to me.
I'll leave that to maybe Professor Lewis.
Interesting foul there as the Lioneers also in the bonus.
I don't know if they know how to math.
Well, I certainly don't. We could see Brandon Dawson at the scorers table initially. Not sure if they just wanted to get him in the game or... Honestly, very puzzling foul there.
You think we should ask Coach Greg after the game?
You can go ahead and do that. It's also going to be interesting to see that if Singletary makes both of these free throws, it's a three-point game. Do the Lioneers continue to have Sim in the game? Go for an easy two? Do they put Dawson in, go small and look for the immediate three?
Singletary's only 2 for 4 after that first make, an 83% shooter from the line last season. So just adding points on the Braves side of the equation.
The most important question I've asked you all day, Ryan, coming up right now. Is there overtime in the preseason?
There is overtime in the preseason.
A regular 5-minute overtime, or like a sudden death overtime, or 2-minute overtime, or...
Let's do football rules where there's 2 15-minute periods.
I got dinner plans tonight, Ryan, so...
There will be 2, 3 long. Okay, so 5 minutes will be
My
here.
dinner plans are to spend it with our fans on YouTube.
You are a YouTuber.
Exactly. The infamous YouTuber Coach Ben knows how to manipulate social media, but...
Don't underestimate how frenetic your fans are, Coach. There's so much reaction to Coach Ben retirement. You did post it on social media, though. We won't say which one.
I did not post it. I gave it to other people to post.
I see.
Because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I am quite the wordsmith, though.
We've seen that here.
Man to man. All right, if man to man. They will be here.
Well, sounds like Coach Greg drawing up 2 plays in case they face the zone.
And that's exactly what he's doing right there. We've seen Coach Roger going with a lot of different defenses. Again, we've seen the 3-2. It'll be interesting to see if Singletary's in the game or if they put Taguara in. again, lots of different strategy moves. Obviously, if Jaguar's in, maybe you go for that quick 3. Or again, if you're going to go for that quick 2. Again, with only one import on the court at one time, it's a lot of different plays that you can run and the different defenses that you can run as well.
So interesting, the Braves anticipated Bullard getting on the floor, so Jaguar is in there. They're trying to get him open, but it's the wrestling match down there.
That is a wrestling, that is sumo right there, and the Taiwanese refs do what the Taiwanese refs do. They call it double foul, Ryan. Oh. That really looked like sumo down there.
They started Sim out on the dunker spot from the far side from the inbounder, trying to get him cleared.
And to be completely honest, these Lioneers shooters are going to have to learn how to screen, because when you scream Sim's guy, you're going to be wide open.
This time, the easy baseline out of bounds play as Elliott swing past the Kuosao jet block. No, called for a foul. This time Roger really out of his seat. I think the FIBA rulebook says you can only have one guy out in front of the LED board, so watch out, Roger.
Yes, I'm sure the refs are going to worry about that right now, but Sim's still talking about that earlier call. The refs looking to see if it's a 2 or a 3. Obviously, the former teammates having a polite discussion about whether it was a foul or not. We're still waiting to see the replay in arena, as you fans at home are as well.
You can hear the entire Braves bench jump out of their seats. It's one of those reading calls. I believe the call is upheld. Well, the call stands. So our look at it, a glancing blow.
Hey. No comment.
And of course, after the video replay, do we get the substitutions? So it would matter, huh, if it was a foul or... I guess I don't know what they would change that to.
No, they were just checking to see if it was a 2 or a 3. Definitely the 3 there, and now making some substitutions just in case he misses that 3rd free throw. So putting some better rebounders on the court.
That pulls it to within 2 points as we get a look at Nick Faust clasping his hands, hoping for a good result.
And this is where it becomes interesting. If you X the rebounders there, get Sim a clean look at the line. Do you make it with still 17 seconds left, lots of time left, or do you miss it and then get the ball to Joe, who's not a great free throw shooter, as Ryan mentioned earlier? Yeah, I threw you under the bus there, Ryan. So if he misses them, it's on you.
This is really bad, Coach. I got to root for a guy that misses free throws.
So again, lots of strategic stuff out there.
Hey, that's what the preseason is for. Although it does create for very slow basketball. Joe Lynn proving me right with a missed free throw. It's still a 2-point game.
And again, we still have that 30-second timeout. We still be interesting to see if the Braves will foul if they get up 3, which they are. Again, still a lot of time left. 17.14 seconds left. Beast, great job. Did they call the timeout or not?
Looks like they are just getting substitutions in and out. I always thought it would be interesting with such big centers if down the stretch, you'd be at a disadvantage speed and agility-wise, trying to make up a basket or two. Anyways, Dawson's in, and so is Singletary. Elliott will get the timeout.
I don't know why you get the ball to E if you want to get over half court quickly.
Are you saying he's not that fast?
I'm saying that Oscar's probably a little bit faster. I'm saying that Tianhao is probably a little bit faster. Just observations here. Observations, but E obviously being a solid handle, so now we'll see if they go for 2 or 3.
Wobbly but interesting look and perspective thanks to our cameraman.
All right, and
FTV providing the broadcast support, and our broadcast also on Momo TV. Thanks for our TV viewers tuning in.
Can you watch us on TV?
I believe so, yes.
You just hit that SAP button?
Hit the SAP button.
But you can't add a like there, can you?
I mean, don't hit anything on your TV because that would be changing the channel.
Tell my infant that. All he wants to watch is cartoons on Netflix. What was our goal for likes, Ryan?
103.
Are we close?
On my screen, we have 99.
That's close. Come on, people.
We're almost there.
12.73 seconds. Let's get there, and let's see how this game ends.
On the sideline, Oscar. The Saltier. The Yunghao. Nothing going on now, so Oscar will flail it up and it'll be a flop ball. So much for drawing that one up. Used up,
And
what was it, 14 seconds, but didn't get any shot up.
And you talked about it earlier, Ryan. One of the reasons that the Lioneers brought over Ryan was to help in these fourth quarters. Again, today we kind of saw a little bit of last year's Lioneers losing a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and Ryan just looking over from the bench. So it's something that they have to look forward to when he can get back on the court, and definitely some signs of growth so far, though.
After losing to the Steelers last Sunday, and the Lioneers losing to the Pilots 2 Sundays ago, 1-2 and 2-1 teams heading into the last Sunday. Check me if that math works out correctly. Anyways, thanks for watching this broadcast of Plus League Preseason. Post-game analysis after the break. Welcome back inside New NTU Sports Center. Joseph Lin, Lin Shuwei, the player interviewed at the end of this one. Asked about his shooting form. The highest score of the game was 25 points. Slight improvement, 9 for 21.
Everybody knows he's really tall and he just likes to stay in the paint, so 就有很多抛投的机会。
There's a lot of chance for floaters. Asked about if he needs to, and all players need to work on floaters and mid-range.
所以你到里面的时候，你一定就上来很困难了。
So expressing how layups are difficult. Now asked if local players need to be a little more proactive and aggressive.
就是越来越熟悉吧，因为上礼拜是我跟有一些球员的第一场，所以就打更多的时候就会越来越熟悉。
Even as longtime teammates, everybody's got to get used to each other again. now physically fit. Thanks to Joe Lin for joining our post-game coverage. One last break before we wrap things up here from Taipei.
Before I got the money, honey, since I've been a star, they don't love me. The ceiling got stars when the star got no ceiling. Stick it out, poke it out, stick it out, poke it out. Yeah, she got a little butt, so big bag, she can shine.
But we both know I hate waiting. You just gotta treat it like it's boring, baby. Drop a pin at your location. Straight to the head, you love me, let go. Feelings and alcohol's a mix up. Ride me like a Maserati. Ride me like a Maserati. Hey, hey, yeah. Goddamn. Two girls, one me. Oh, man. Hey, let's dance. Back it up, no hands. Shawty wanna slide at the crib. Tell Shawty slightly, lace shoes now. VVS Thomas for a rest. Tell Shawty slightly, lace shoes now. There's something about the way you move your head. Tell Shawty slightly, lace shoes now. Shawty wanna slide at the crib. Tell Shawty slightly, lace shoes.
Who tryna go? Who gon' drop it down like it's money on the floor? Who tryna bust it for the dollars? Who tryna freak, bring the whole girl and run it? She my spicy little mama. She let me bust a pinata. I buy her all the designer, but she's still leaving tomorrow. Who tryna go? Who nigga hope that she don't? Who tryna slide for the night? Who tryna wipe an eye? Know my name, say my name. Yellow diamonds on my chain, lemonade. I can never be your main, but tell your main you gon' have to call him back another time. Girl, let's get high and vibe, go up, get loud, get right here and now.
She don't do the front. She love it, she thirsty niggas always on the side. She hold out that sign and let a nigga know. She don't do but rich niggas no nose. She just make a phone call and get some new dough. Rich nigga, that's Snoop clothes. Snake in the girl door, I'm hiding in the clothes. She from the step team, you know I'm in the nose. Work out booty, yeah, they ain't nothing silicone. Give her the vitamins, but she don't give me the rose. All my niggas steppin', reppin' fraternities. All my girls steppin', reppin' sororities. Tell that girl, you don't rap more than me. Tell that nigga, you don't rap more than me.
A final word here from NTU Stadium, where the first two games are on the books. There's the combined team stats for the Plus League preseason game 8. Something interesting. Close margin with rebounding and assists and turnovers. Very fulfilled game, Coach, in terms of storylines. What do you want to start with?
Yeah, I mean, the Lioneers gave themselves a chance to win. You see them getting a lot more shots up than the Braves, and so that shooting percentage isn't as great. But again, they had a double-digit lead there in the fourth quarter, and gave their fans something to look forward to. Unfortunately, again, the reigning champions and Singletary coming in and just kind of telling them to keep dreaming as they took the lead back and got this victory.
20 points and 10 rebounds, the mark for a lot of big men in basketball, and Dawson and Bular achieved those stats for them, so making good debuts for the Lioneers. Previews for tomorrow, we'll start with the two new teams at 1 o'clock, then the Braves Pilots will face off at 4, and then the Lioneers against the Dreamers as the finale. Where will that take place, Coach? NTU Sports Center.
Oh, I thought it was a trick question.
No trick questions today. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one.